Have you ever experienced that the very thing you desired, that you wanted so much that would give you all the happiness right after you got it? How long did it take before the thrill was gone? Maybe you remodeled a kitchen or a bathroom, and then once that was completed, the happiness was there, and then the thrill, all of a sudden, the thrill was gone. It was no longer, it didn't quite fulfill, it didn't quite meet the promise that it said it was going to give. Maybe that relationship, someone that you were infatuated with and got to know them, and finally now you're together and boom, thrill is gone. Maybe it's that dream job you always thought would be the fulfillment of your life, that this is something you always desire doing, and now that you're doing it, the thrill is gone. It didn't meet up to all of its promises. Or maybe it was the amount of money you thought that you needed to make. The finances are coming in, and finally you've reached the pinnacle of where you thought you should be, and now that you're here, something is still missing. Initially when you got it, you were so excited and yay, 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 but after a while, it didn't quite meet the promise that it told you. And now the mind is on something else to fulfill whatever this missing piece is to happiness. That is the phenomenal. Anything that's outside of ourselves, amongst the changing, any shape, form, concept. This past week, I had a little bout of something. It was like 2 days I forgot to drink water. I have a job where I go and I see patients in their homes. I do physical therapy during the day, and when I'm out, I don't like to stop and have to use the bathroom constantly. So I do bring water, but I try to drink the water later in the day. So like when I do have to use the restroom, it's closer to the time I'm going home. And this particular week, a couple of days, I just kind of forgot to drink the water. And then the weekend came and all the doings of the weekends, and then I noticed that all of a sudden I was sitting and my legs started to cramp. And oh my goodness, and then I started feeling dizzy and I realized what happened. I was like, did I drink water? Because that's the first thing, because I know that I'm always trying to not drink too much water during the day, and in the evening I'm down in it. But if I have stuff to do, sometimes I'll forget to drink water then, and then it's almost like I feel like I'm dried out, or this overwhelming of thirst will overcome me, and then I'll realize, oh no, I better pay attention to this vessel. But yeah, all of a sudden it just fell, and it went fast. And I was at a funeral when this happened, so I think I did get a little bit of water then. I don't remember, but I just know that by the time I got home, I could barely move. And I just laid there. And initially, I didn't know what was going on until, like I said, my calves and everything started cramping. Then I traced my thoughts back and said, did I have any water today? No. Did I have any yesterday? Did I have any the day before? And I thought, oh my goodness, it's almost been 3 days and I have not drank water. And I normally, have a sip or at least a bottle or something. And my body was just like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. We're done here. So I laid there that whole day and I tried to nurse myself back. I could not move. I could not get up. I was done. It seemed like as that was falling apart, it just almost felt like a viral attack happened at the same time. Like it decided to say, oh, well, now your immune system is compromised. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Let's get our... So my lungs, I was getting congested and all of that. And as I was laying there, and you know, it's very humbling when you can't move. All you can do is kind of just be with yourself. And at that moment, I knew, well, the body is not me. It never was. And I still felt well. Although the body had gave up, you know, going beyond the sensations and, you know, all of that. It was a realization that nothing phenomenal lives up to its promises. One day, it's going to show you. If there's a belief in what you see, the concepts you believe in, the belief systems, one day the universe will have to show you that these things are just fickle. They're here. They're like the clouds. They're here today. They're gone the next. It's amongst the changing. And so I lay there, not able to actually move my body. But me, I felt whole. I still felt happiness, even though there was an immense pain going through, of sensations going through the body, inability to function in a way that felt free and normal. It was obvious, very obvious, that the body was still not me. You know, I was still unbound, no limitations. I was not sick. The body had something going through it, but yet I am. And so it really, in that moment, just was exposed the fickleness of the changing. And the fickleness of the mind. The mind is constantly judging, I guess, the experiences on whether or not it should look at the experience or judge the experience as something that is helpful or whether it's something that is threatening. The mind is constantly judging each experience on whether it should deem it is a good experience, or is this a threat, you know. And at that moment, I just let it be, because it wasn't good or bad. It just was. It's something that, you know, didn't drink water. Let me know that, okay, although pure awareness is unlimited, this body has limitations. This body is definitely not me, you know. I am not this vessel. I am not my thoughts that are constantly trying to judge experiences, constantly suffering because of beliefs. Believing, I'm speaking in reference to my mind that believes that it's finite, that doesn't, the mind that is not in realization of its infinite, its nature of limitlessness. That's a mind that's full of beliefs, constantly judging, suffering because of the beliefs of being something that it's not. The universe always has to show you, will always expose. If there's ever a belief in anything, it will expose it. And here I am. I've been eating healthy. You know, at that time, I was eating, I guess so I wasn't terribly healthy. I mean, I wasn't eating everything that I should. I was eating a lot of sugars and starches with the healthy stuff. And so it wasn't over on one way, too far extreme one way or the other. But surely after that hit me, I didn't want another piece of anything that wasn't going to cause it to be restored. You know, so I was eating healthy. I was eating all my fruits and vegetables and, you know, just to get my body back in gear. But, yeah, that came up that, you know, it never, anything that's phenomenal, any concepts, they're never going to live up to their promises. They're going to promise you the world. The mind will promise you everything. Only if you do this will make you happy. If you reach this goal, this pinnacle, this will make you happy. And each time you're reaching, there's constantly a reacher, and there's constantly a reaching outside of yourself. It's never going to measure up. It's never going to live up to its promises. It's never going to give like it said it's going to give. Yeah, initially you'll have that joy and happiness once you reached it. But after you got it, your mind is on to something else. Because as long as there's not that recognition and that source of life within yourself, there's always a reaching outside of yourself. These things are like clouds passing, like a blowing in the wind, like a chasing after the wind. They're here one day, they're gone the next. Never lives up to expectation. There's always going to be a searching to fulfill whatever that this sense of lacking is within. And that's the nature of the mind. That's the nature of feeling other than, something other than that source of life which we all are and have our being. That limitless breath of life is what the Bible says that it is. As long as there's a reaching outside of yourself, it'll never live up to that. I mean, you let me know if you've had anything outside of yourself give you any kind of fulfillment. There's people with masses of wealth that are, you know, have killed themselves, are so depressed, constantly trying to fulfill this sense of separateness or other than. As long as there's this separate self, it's always going to be a reaching that's unfulfilled, because need to always fulfill something. And that's what the mind promises. The mind will promise everything but give nothing. So just going through that experience exposed that even more, that amongst the changing, you'll never be fulfilled. But that source of life, once you find that source of life that is within yourself, that is as yourself, you'll never have to reach again. There'll never be a longing for better days. You'll never have a belief system that anything outside of yourself will fulfill you. And really, in reality, there's nothing truly outside of ourselves, right? Because everything emanates from the one, that source of life. Some call God the creator, the I am. That which everything emanates and has its being. Once you find that source within yourself, you'll never have to look outside side of yourself, there'll never be a longing. That sense of separateness or sense of lack starts to slowly trickle away. And once that's gone, you're aware that all that is already here. And there's a happiness and a peace about that there's nothing that you need to reach for. And anything that you come in contact with will be an expression of that love. So it's a contentness. And now when you go get the job that you like doing, you still like doing, it's still wonderful. Every day is just as new. Every moment is new. There's no more reaching because of to fulfill something, a need, but now it's just enjoying the expressions of love all around you, whether that's in your job or through your finances or in a relationship. It all becomes an expression of love that you can just enjoy, and there's no needing. You don't need it to meet you halfway. You don't need it to do this or to do that. You allow it to just express itself, whether that's in a relationship, as they are, without needing them to fulfill some sense of lack or sense of emptiness in you, or needing this body to be something other than it is, this vessel. You just enjoy it. And you take care of it too, because it will let you know when you have it. So anyway, I don't want to go on and on, but that's what came up. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Remember that you are beautiful, and I love you.